Like
Hush.
up in life. All right, so here's another one. If you could take back one thing you said on PK, what would it be? Can I go first?
Go for it.
I felt bad when I made fun of Riley for potentially being crippled on that drinking episode.
That made me laugh so hard.
I say a lot of real like silly things, and most of the silly things I say to make you guys laugh. You know, like I'll say ridiculous things that I don't agree with, and that I would never say in my real life, because not just because they're crass and offensive, but because I don't believe them. You know, 90% of the ridiculous shit I say, I'm saying because I want you guys to laugh. I want to entertain some people, and that's why I say them. And I'm willing to live with 99% of what I say, even though it's crass, and sometimes it makes me look like a piece of shit or an asshole, and I'm willing to live with that. But I had no idea that I said that about Riley until it was shown to me the next day. I didn't realize that I had lost memory until someone showed me memories that I didn't have. I had drank so much on that drinking episode that I had literally blacked out. I had not. The way it works is you get so drunk, your brain stops writing memory down. And that's what my brain had done. I didn't have those memories anymore. But thanks to the wonders of technology, Chiz was like, you said X, Y, and Z. And I was like, no, I didn't. Come on. Yeah, here's a link. And he timestamps me this link.
Here's a timestamped link.
And I'm just like, the whole like how I would beat a Shetland pony to death with an aluminum baseball bat to fuck his wife. Like I'll stand behind that. I would beat a Shetland pony to death with an aluminum baseball bat. Even though her nipples are real gross, you know. I mean, maybe not now. Now that I've seen those big pepperoni pizza nipples, you know, maybe I don't do it now. By the way, I've had a couple tonight. When I stepped away.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
I had a few drinks. So we might tack that on the list of things I wish I could take back. But you know, big old nasty pepperoni nipples that I wouldn't suck if you paid me $1,000. I stand behind that. That I'd beat the Shetland pony to death to fuck her. Well, he's trying so hard not to laugh.
No, that's not it. I don't like it. I don't approve. I don't want to be associated with this. And I'm not sure that you know that this is a temporary situation. She just had a baby.
I haven't seen him pre-baby or post-baby.
Me neither.
Show him to me again.
A Foley image graph line.
Show them to me again. I'll make a new assessment. If you don't like what I'm saying, show me them titties again. I'll make a completely new assessment. What I won't stand behind is what I said about that gentleman, and who seems like a real fun-loving, like adventure-oriented kind of guy who I don't know what to say. Just seems like a nice fella. And he'd had that injury, and I didn't know he'd had that injury until Woody like said it to drunk Kyle, and I was just like, I don't care. He's fucking crippled.
Riley, who's the guy, had a spinal injury while they were trying to cross the Atlantic.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, maybe she's looking for someone else. Maybe Elena like a man who can walk around.
Oh, Elena loves it.
You know, maybe Elena would like a man who can still walk on two legs. You know, I regretted saying that. And if I could take that back, I would, because that was cruel. You know, especially in a time where he may have not known if he was ever going to have his full mobility again. And I felt like that was shitty when I watched that back. And I would take that back. So that's mine.
Okay.
Papa John's.
Do you have one on the tip of your tongue, Woody? Or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got a couple things I'd take back, but if I were to choose one, it would not be the Robin Williams thing. I'm going to double down on that shit. The real motivation, like everyone was making him such a hero after killing himself, and I accurately predicted that it would motivate other people to do the same, which is why I took the other side of the issue.
But some people should kill themselves.
Oh, didn't mean to get people to kill themselves. My bad.
and I was right about that. And like I want to say the suicide hotlines like exploded after he did. I
think you're right.
Today I was reading that 6 people committed suicide in the same high school, like in the same year. And this is separate from Robin Williams. This happened this year. But what happens is one person does it, and then they get like loved post death, and then it motivates people. And so that's not the one. It would definitely be the thing where, like, I'd never actually said women are built for rape, but that was the misquote. This guy Pone Star made a video saying I said it. such a traumatic thing. Not the offense itself, right? Because, forgive my insensitivity here, she's kind of built for that, right? Like, that went viral, and the videos about me got way more views than like the video where I actually said it, where I said what I said anyway.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a take on like men's rights, and I specifically said, like, I was talking about like, if you talk about nonviolent rape, like date rape and type stuff, then the worst of the damage is mental. Like, you don't feel safe with people anymore. You don't feel safe in dark alleys. It's really rocked your world, but it's not a physical damage. And that's when I said something like vaginas were meant for penises or something like that, or like they were made for penises or something along those lines. Definitely
Woody is very much against anal rape.
Definitely not built for rape. And but that became the thing. Like, I was somehow pro rape. And
Rapists of America, do your thing, but put it in the right hole.
I wish that I had phrased that a little better, where, because I guess what I was saying was like, guys beaten badly in dark alleys have a lot of the same like PTSD type problems that women can have, like after date rape. Like, it's suddenly they don't feel safe by themselves. They don't feel safe walking to their car. They don't feel like, but no one really saw where I was coming from on that one. They just watched.
Very few allies in the trench.
Well,
Star hated me for years before that, and
they didn't want to see any other way. They saw a way to attack.
Their mind was made up right away.
Yeah, well, not even that. They were happy to twist, what you said into an attack, and they saw an opening and they went for it. I like that take, because women aren't built for rape, but it's not as much of a physically traumatic thing. I agree with your sentiment there. Maybe not the way you phrased it, but the Robin Williams thing, like when it came out that he had that mental illness where he was just like,
he had early onset Parkinson's, didn't he?
It was something else. He was basically he was essentially tortured inside his own mind. Like losing his real gift from God. It would be like a gymnast getting some sort of muscular dystrophy or something like that, or he was losing what made him great, and it was torturous for him. Like, look, suicide's bad. We can go into that in depth, but sometimes suicide's the best option.
So here's what here's suicide's bad.
Why
that was
almost, no, I don't think.
Well, wait, let me finish.
You don't believe in euthanasia? Like,
euthanasia is good. That's what I was about to say.
That's a different thing.
And Robin Williams was on that border of euthanasia almost. Apparently, his mind was rotting, and it was a bad thing. And then, I railed against Robin Williams, but it's not against the guy. Like, I don't have anything against the guy. I just didn't want a way. Like, I wanted not our viewers not to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, suicide shouldn't be your first option, but it should be your last option.
I was going to say second option.
Let's meet in the middle.
That's funny.
Your third option is suicide. Okay, no, but seriously, sometimes there are situations where there is no quality. Excuse me, I did have a few drinks. There is no quality of life left to be had. There we can all envision a scenario in which we would no longer wish to live on this earth, whether that is because we would be such a burden upon our families, whether we would be in such excruciating pain that living another hour would not be of any value to us, and it would just be traumatizing to our families. You don't want your mom, your dad, your wife, your son to see you in that situation where you can no longer be of any value to them. You can't be that mentor, you can't be that son, you can't be that loved one or friend anymore. You can just be a burden on them, because all you do is live in suffering and agony in every day. And that's where euthanasia comes in. And I felt like that's where Robin Williams was. But I definitely understand your sentiment, Woody, where like you don't want him to be the poster child for, hey,
you're making him
having
model.
A rough time, hang yourself. Yeah. That's not the message.
Or if you do this, you are going to be remembered so fondly. Everyone is going to say great things about you. You'll finally get your big win. I just didn't want people to be motivated by it.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that sentiment. Yeah.
I guess
Lefty.
I mean, all the listeners are going to disagree because it was one of the most favorite episodes of all time on the show. But I really wish I hadn't been such a fucking cunt to Lefty for literally no.
Okay, well then, Lefty? Fuck you.
Can you describe your motivations? Like in my head, now you were drunk, so you might not have had anything going. I was like, I think he wants Lefty's spot on the show. I thought that in my head. I could be wrong.
No, literally the motivation was I was really drunk and I was getting a bunch of laughs. And drunk me was like, you found the easy path to laughs. And I just kept hitting the same button over and over and over, which apparently people still like. And I just like looking back at that and like re-listening to it later, it was just like, oh, this. And Lefty handled it with a lot of grace. Where, like,
even afterwards,
yeah, even afterward, he handled it with a lot of grace. And like he'd never done fucking anything to me. That guy, like we had like no relationship at all. Like he'd never done anything, you know, nice or mean. Like we didn't really know each other that well. And I just came in hot, mean as fuck. And I've for a while after that, I was just like, man, I felt really bad. Like I don't know. It wasn't appropriate. So it was funny, but yeah, I would not have gone in on Lefty like that if I could go back and not be a drunk retard, because I don't think he deserved it.
All right.
Big boys do what they want.